Joss Boys are back and we're horny this week. Lots of horny shenanigans happening on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well as its sister show, Angel. We'll talk about it all on Waiting in the Wings and Dead Things. Waiting in the Wings is the Angel, Dead Things, the Buffy. It rhymes. We're calling this episode Wings and Things because of a place in the South that Logan frequents. And
To be clear, I don't frequent it. I just know of it.
Okay.
It is good though. I don't judge anyone who does.
All right. Let's bring him in since he brought himself in. Logan Adair, my fellow Buffy's Angel. What's going on?
Well, it's kind of not the best morning. My feet are kind of hurting. I had to slip them into these ballet slippers and they got the wrong size, but hopefully by the end of the episode they'll break in a little more.
Why'd you have to slip into some ballet slippers? You're trying to like get into the spirit?
That's right. I do that. I don't know if you guys know this. I dress up every episode.
Wow.
According to whatever's going on.
Wow. Well, this one should start being maybe one of the video podcasts.
Well, I did think about it, but we're already so far into it. I wonder what's the point.
God, okay. What were some of your classic outfits? You dressed like a caveman, beer bad week.
Yeah, I was a military man for Halloween for
Mm-hmm.
Xander, you know.
You wore
I was naked in the one where Buffy was naked.
that's good.
Yeah.
You wore a suit for Hush for the gentleman.
Oh, right. I was like, what are you talking about? That's
Yeah.
right. Anytime Oz is on, I'm just in werewolf costume. I own a costume that makes me look like a werewolf.
Wow. Anytime Oz is on. So you just wore that werewolf costume for like 3 years straight.
That's right.
Wow.
I was like,
okay.
Daniel, we got to start doing video. I'm in a fucking werewolf costume. And he was like, no.
I apologize.
He robbed you guys.
I did. I really did. I will say we haven't seen the last of werewolves on these shows.
Okay.
So maybe we'll video that one.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Buffy and Angel this week. They aired on successive nights. Angel on the Monday, February 4th. Buffy on Tuesday, February 5th, 2002. All right. I was in 10th grade. that's it. Nothing to report.
Do you have a girlfriend?
There. No, I didn't at this point, but that's why I thought about it because I remember that February 4th, 2005 was my anniversary with one of my first like major girlfriends.
Okay. You still remember that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You think she does?
I bet she.
It's sad to think about those things.
No, but I bet she does. I don't know. It was really significant at the time. We don't talk anymore, but like I feel like every so often we'll interact on social media, and there's an air that like we're still important to each other's stories.
All right, yeah, that's always beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Anyway, this is Joss Whedon. He just straight up wrote and directed this one.
Why? He was getting antsy. Like, let me in there. The show's getting bad.
Supposedly, he came up with the idea. He found out that Amy Acker had taken 15 years of ballet lessons. And so he came up with this storyline where they go to see ballet, and it was all built around a dream sequence he came up with of Wesley picturing Fred as the ballet dancer and her doing ballet. And they filmed this whole dream sequence and it's on the DVD and shit, but it got cut from the episode.
Okay,
but
well, that's very weird.
Yeah. Anyway, but what happened this week? I'll tell you, we're coming off Super Bowl night.
Wow.
That was last night. The Patriots beat the Rams 20-17. Tom Brady was the MVP. Crazy to think about. Tom Brady, MVP back in 2002, and he still was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think that must be his first one.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Halftime show is U2, which I remember being a reaction to Janet Jackson's nipple the previous year. They were like, well, that's safe. We'll get you two. They'll perform
Yeah,
Beautiful Day. Everything will be all right.
yeah, I like that choice.
Yeah. Um, box office. Really, not a lot going on this week. I have to say, I have like almost nothing.
Mhm.
Uh, box office number one is Black Hawk Down still, and it's sixth week.
Whoa,
Still
who
at number
directed
one
that
at the
one?
box office. Ridley Scott,
Oh, okay,
and with Hartnett, your boy
that's
Hartnett.
true.
Yeah,
Your
and
boy more than my boy,
well, you love Trap.
but you
Uh,
loved him your whole life. I mean, me
that's
too, but
true.
you've known him for way longer than me.
No, that's true. I loved him. I love him as Zeke in The Faculty. That's his best role.
I guess that's where I
Guaran-
first saw him too.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
No, actually, the first
Uh,
time I'd heard of him, like Lucky Number 11. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I started watching his other stuff. You remember that
well,
movie, Lucky Number
I
11?
I do. Yeah, I never saw it, but I technically his first thing was Halloween H20. You go
Hmm.
back and look at that movie. I believe that's an and introducing.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Um. All right. The two movies that debuted outside the top 10. Both of them tanked. Number 11 is Slackers. That's not Slacker by Richard Linklater. It's got an S at the end of it.
Right, like
And
aliens.
yeah, and I remember being interested in that movie at the time. I saw it because I think it was like the first big movie Jason Schwartzman got cast in after Rushmore. And I was like, oh my God, I was obsessed with Rushmore at the time. I was like, look, I gotta see Max Fisher.
You didn't care that he was a Nepo baby? You weren't aware of that really at the time?
I'm not sure I knew that at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you don't care about that with him? There's some people that, or Nick Cage too. They're the same family.
I mean, they certainly had a leg up, but like I don't think you
They're
could
very talented.
argue that either of them aren't talented.
No, of course not.
Yeah. All right. At number 12, even worse than that, is Birthday Girl, which was a Nicole Kidman movie where she played a mail order bride.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, I saw that at the time too. It was okay.
Yeah.
She she was brunette in that one.
Is that better or worse than Lars and the Real Girl? Sounds like that type of movie.
Not as good. Not as good. No, no, Lars and the Real Girl is like about a real girl doll. She's at least a real woman in this.
Oh, I
But
guess so. You're right.
I'll
I
tell
don't know
you
what that
what,
means.
she's doing a Russian accent in that movie. I remember that. And the only thing she does worse than an American accent is a Russian.
Who are we talking about again? Charlie Theron?
Nicole
Oh,
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's all I got, man. Let's get into it. Joss Whedon, February 4th, 2002. Waiting in the Wings. Let's hear your notes.
All right. My notes start with Wesley was looking in a book. Do you remember that part of the episode? Because I do.
Good job.
There was a woman in the book, but he was talking
Oh
about Fred.
yeah. Yeah,
Like a
that's
demon,
right.
but
It
he was talking about Fred.
7 breasts or something.
Yeah, yeah. Cordelia comes up with like got a lot of breasts, men like that, don't they? Something about a Sorialis the Ravager. Was that
Yeah, I
important?
think that was the name of the demon he was talking about.
Did that come into play? I thought that might be important.
It was like something about Cordelia says you should date her. You should ask her out, and he goes, "The Ravager."
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sorialis.
yeah.
But Cordelia lets it slip that Phantom Dennis uses the loofah, and he's very good with it.
Well, we've seen him use the loofah on her.
But this implied sexually.
I know, and I don't want to believe that that's what she meant.
And Wesley doesn't either. He chooses to ignore it. Isn't that
Yeah, yeah.
so you're that's why you like Wesley so much.
I think Phantom Dennis and Cordelia's relationship is chaste. I don't believe
Well, that's
that
her last name.
God damn it. I don't want to imagine that he's entering her at
he
night.
he just rubs her with the loofah. He doesn't enter anything.
Well, you made it seem like he's like, entering her with the loofah.
I don't. When did I ever say that?
Well,
You
how
said
else
he's
would you
good with
use a
the.
loofah sexually?
You rub her.
Oh, on her like clit or whatever.
I assumed that's what she meant.
I
Yes.
I guess that makes all right. I'll allow that.
No entering yet, but maybe in the future. Um, what's that movie where someone has sex with a ghost? Is there a movie like that?
Ghostbusters.
No, no. That's not what I'm thinking of. Fred and Gunn. Fred is like, oh, I did not like this at all. He's like, you eat so much. Something about your stick figure body. What is going on there?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
How
where
do
it
you maintain that
goes.
stick figure
Yeah,
body of yours?
right. She is
Jeez.
very skinny.
She really no, she really is. And Fred, she says, you're a beast, Gunn. And then Gunn says, come on, you know you're gorgeous. And she has this like she's like stops and looks at the camera or whatever.
Yeah.
Gives a gym look or whatever.
Gunn
Not really.
and Fred, they want to fuck each other.
Seems that way.
Yep.
Seems that way. And we go to Hyperion Hotel. Something about the Matahari. That's what Gunn wants to go to.
Yeah, Gunn's trying to get tickets to a Matahari concert. I looked this up because I'd never heard of that band. And apparently it was a band that Joss Whedon's younger brother was in at the time that was playing around LA. He was promoting his younger brother's band.
All right, good for you, Josh. And then, but Angel says, no, we're going to the Blinikov World Ballet Corps. Something about Giselle, which he saw a long time ago. He's excited to go back. And Angel tries using some slang terms. He uses tight and tripping out, but Gunn, he's mad, so he doesn't let him do
yeah,
it.
Gunn's upset that he got the wrong ticket. So Angel says, Gunn, don't worry, you're gonna love this. These guys are so tight, you're gonna be tripping out.
And Gunn's like, I'm mad. Don't say my phrases.
Yeah, I like that though. It was a good attempt.
Totally. Angel's one of the funniest characters of all time.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's a good question. When was the turn? But we catch up with the Blinikov group. Is that what they're called? I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah.
We see this guy. He has a medallion. I wrote his name later on. I don't have it yet. But he says,
I don't remember his name, but this actor, he's in the movie Election, okay? And the moment you meet him in that movie is a close up of him talking about Tracy Flick because he plays a teacher that fucked his student Tracy Flick, and his first line of the movie is, "Her pussy gets so wet you wouldn't even believe it." And anytime I see this guy show up in anything,
I know
anything, the first thing I think of is her pussy gets so wet you wouldn't even believe it.
I know. I remember in an episode of The Franchise, you and Henry, you were like, "This is the pussy gets so wet guy." I remember you saying that. I don't remember what movie that was, but I do remember that coming up. So that's really funny. I knew exactly where you were going too when you brought up Election. That's funny. So that guy, yeah, I wrote his name somewhere. I couldn't find it, but yeah, he says the performance of a lifetime, and then
yeah,
we go to
he's got a Russian accent in this.
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
like Nicole Kidman.
Right, same thing.
Yeah.
And we go, Fred and Cordelia, they're at a clothing store looking for some clothes. Cordelia Fred mentions Cordelia and Angel. Maybe pick out a dress for Angel. What's going on there? This seemed I don't know if it seemed sudden, but also like it had been waiting forever to happen all at the same time.
Well, they've been setting this up all season with them like working out in the basement together and
raising a baby together.
Raising a baby. Yeah, they were just in bed at the end of the previous episode together. So, yeah, it does seem like something they've been setting up, but this is the first acknowledgement that it's something like the rest of the Angel Investigations crew is picking up on.
Yes, absolutely. Fred, interesting line here. She mentioned she used to go to the Nutcracker a lot as a kid, and she had her first sexual dream about the Mouse King.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What if she tries to put mouse ears on Gunn? About her fantasies.
He seems into her.
Yeah, may as well. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I don't know. And then she starts talking about buy the thing and then bring it back the next day. That'll be a big part of the episode.
Right.
The tags, don't take the tags off. You ever done that? It's not as thing common for men, I guess. Maybe.
No, I don't think I ever have, but I think I've been out with a girl who was doing that and like I was aware of it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more common for women.
Yeah.
But I think they would only get it from like seeing it on a TV show. Probably.
Maybe, but maybe it became a thing on TV because people were doing that.
Of course. Life imitates art, art imitates life, that whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
And so Connor spit up on Angel's coat and Lauren's wiping it out. I like this whole thing. And Lauren brings back a whole thing that we haven't mentioned. I forgot when it came up. I think in Pylea, maybe. Chirumption.
It
Remember
was
that?
yeah.
One of those
Sorry.
Pyleas.
It was post Pylea. It's a reference to something they say on Pylea, but it was earlier this season. Um, when like Fred was still like crushing on Angel, she said to Cordelia that like, but he's probably meant to be with you because that's like Chirumption.
Right. Right.
Mm.
I like Chirumption. That's cool. He explains it a little more here. He says it's when two great heroes come together, and Angel says there will be no coming together. That's pretty good. And then Cordelia comes in, looking great in her dress,
Yeah,
and
I gotta say, Cordelia looks great in this episode.
she does. Cordelia is my MVP this episode.
That's
Cordelia's
fair.
been my MVP a lot recently.
She's been good.
This might be her season. You think?
The season of Cordelia.
I know Angel's had a baby and he had the Darla stuff, but it's Cordelia's really shined, I feel.
Okay.
She's had the whole vision stuff, you know? That's been a big thing.
Phew. I'm sorry. I keep yawning.
So Fred and Gunn, they look pretty. They say, "Oh, you look pretty." That's what Fred
Yeah.
says to Gunn. It's pretty cool. And then Wesley, it was so weird. Wesley's like barging in, brings Fred a shawl.
He does it to Cordelia
He
too.
did. He
So
did.
I will give him that. But he's clueless in this episode. But so is Cordelia because like they have that whole conversation like I want to ask Fred out, but I want to strike while the iron's hot. And then when Cordelia and Fred are in that dress store, they're like talking about a dude that Fred's into, and Cordelia assumes she's talking about Wesley, but she's talking about
Right.
Gunn.
She's like, "Oh, he
And
definitely likes you too. Don't worry
right,
about it."
right. And so Cordelia tells him the iron is hot in this episode. So honestly, like love Cordelia, but you know, Wesley kind of gets his heart broken because of her.
Yes, but I don't know if I blame her. She only really got one side of the story. It's tough to blame her in that sense.
Yeah,
But
but she's doing this whole thing like where like she was gonna say the name Gun, and Cordelia is like, you don't even have to say it. I know just what
yeah,
you
that was
mean.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't like that. I did like how the whole dynamic though. I didn't expect that, like for Cordelia to get involved in like a misunderstanding. I did sort of like that. That was sort of interesting.
Yeah. I like that so much of this episode is just like romantic stuff.
Totally. I mean, it's why Joss is here. Joss, that's his favorite thing. I
Yeah.
don't know if romance, but sex, basically. But so we go to the ballet. Have you ever been to the ballet?
Yeah.
Really?
I've been to the Met, the
Wow.
Metropolitan Opera.
How long
Saw
does that usually
ballet there.
last? The ballet?
Probably like 3 4 hours.
Jeez, it's a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
but it is beautiful. Like it's something everyone should see once in their lives. I think just an opera or a ballet at the Met.
yeah, I agree. That'd be really cool. So but Cordelia falls asleep. She doesn't really enjoy it as much as you did, apparently. But Gunn does. Gunn is a
I
huge
love
fan.
that though. I love the this is what Joss Whedon does best, just like the character stuff, and so like that cut to her immediately snoring, I think is very funny, and then Gunn getting really into the ballet is such a nice character touch.
Yeah, I really loved that Gunn bit.
Mm.
And so, but Angel notices that these are the same people from 1890. That's a long time ago. I like how Fred at one point thought he meant 1990, and she was like, "Oh
Yeah,
man, 1890 is even crazier."
she goes, how could these be the same people you saw in 1990?
Yeah, that was hilarious. So, but Angel leaves. He's like, "I'm gonna go snoop around this place," and Cordelia goes with him. They find this security guard, and I
Oh, you
love.
skipped some stuff. I
Oh, my
mean,
bad.
I mean, not much, but like, I like the conversation they have like about the ballet when, with, when they're in that intermission part right before they leave, because I like Gunn saying I was cool before I met y'all,
Hmm.
and I like the line Wesley gives Cordelia, like, how would the dancers keep time without your rhythmic snoring?
Yeah,
And she responds, don't think that's not going to come back to bite you.
yeah. Cordelia
It's
is just the
good.
best.
It's good.
I
There's
wish I knew a
great
Cordelia.
character stuff in this episode.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And but I love this part here from Angel. At first, Angel calls Cordelia stupid, but then he says, "If the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my whole entire life came up to talk to me, I would know it was a trap." And Cordelia's like, "What did you call me?" And he was like, "Stupid." And he was like, "No, after that." I thought that was really, and she did good acting there. Like her face, like when she heard "stupid," she like looked offended, and then when she heard "beautiful," she was like, "Oh," she like
Yeah.
got like, she's really good there. And
This
so
reminded me of her in Killed by Death. Do you remember her in that episode? Like, there's like a hospital security guard that she flirts with so
absolutely.
Xander can get
Yeah,
past.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally remember that. That's actually what I think about first when I think about that episode a little bit. Or the
Yeah.
when she gave Xander the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, really? I think about that flashback of Buffy as like a little girl.
It's true. I actually remember a lot from that episode. And so we got Infinite Hallway. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go into a dressing room, and this is where it all happens. Cordelia, she says to Angel, I want you to undress me. And then she says something else. She says, I'm only alive when you're inside me. And
Yeah.
Angel really remembered that line because
That
that's
shit's
funny later on.
intense.
And
Yeah.
then and then she oh, I love this part. They're trying to get out, and she's or he I forgot who says what. He says, open the door. And or she says open the door. He says it's kind of hard. And then she says, I noticed. So
I
there we
kind
go.
of noticed. Yeah.
I kind of
It's
noticed.
yeah, that's quite a scene. It's pretty sexy between them. I think maybe the best chemistry that Boreanaz and
Of their
Charisma
life.
Carpenter have shown together, at least.
You think they've been
But
waiting for this moment,
I
like to
don't know.
release all this?
I don't know. The characters have, but
Yeah.
this is very much I only have eyes for you.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he even references it. He says, like, I've been possessed by the spirits of old lovers before, and it doesn't
Oh, that's
go
what that
well.
meant.
Yeah, yeah, that's a reference to that episode.
Okay. Yeah, I was getting the same exact vibe as that. And I was like, Daniel's going to love this episode. Because you love that episode.
I do love this episode.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I like when they exit and Cordelia says, good thing it wears off immediately.
Yeah, and then
That's
he
funny.
takes his jacket off and covers his boner because it didn't wear off
Oh, did
immediately
he?
for him. Yeah,
I thought he
you
took it
didn't
off because
notice that?
I thought he just took it off because he was hot. I didn't know he put it on
No,
over his
no,
boner.
he hides his boner with it.
That is hilarious. Holy shit. I didn't catch that. So Lauren, he's singing to Connor. That's pretty cute. And he's
Yeah,
some lines about how he didn't get to go to the ballet and he's upset about that.
I always wonder that when I watch this episode. Like, he seems like he'd love the ballet more than anybody.
True. Yeah. It sucks for him. But
Yeah,
he's a team player, Lauren. And he says he's singing and he says he'll sell him to the next vampire cult who offers him a deal.
yeah.
Uh but then something he finds an axe and then he like somebody comes in and he's like, oh
No,
shit.
he picks up an axe because he hears something and he wants to protect himself. But
Right.
and he opens a door and something's there. That's the last we see of Lauren until the very end.
Yeah. What happened to him at the very end? I don't remember.
Well, the Gruselug shows up. That's who was there.
Oh, that's just that. I was
Yeah.
like, did he die or something? I couldn't remember. So yeah, that was fun. And so Cordelia, she says something happened back there. I said something that I feel like was probably important. And Angel's like, yeah, you said you're only alive when I'm. And she's like, no, 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 not that.
And it comes back one more time too, because when they're trying to get that part going again, like they're like saying the lines,
That
and
was so funny.
and Cordelia goes, "Only alive when you're inside." Blah blah blah.
I love Cordelia. Oh my goodness. But what they learn is that they were secret lovers, and there was somebody who was trying to separate them, or something like that.
Kurskov, that's the name of the dude.
Yes, yes, that's right. Pretty cool name. And
Yeah.
so what we go back up to Wesley and Fred and Gunn watching the ballet, and they both are about to touch Fred's leg.
Oh,
And
fucking
then
brutal.
and then Fred's like, "Oh, I gotta go check on our friends. What are they doing?" And so we go back to Angel Cordelia. They do the thing. You're really alive when you're inside. Blah blah blah. And they kiss and do the whole thing. And then we see bad guys like watch Wesley and Wesley and Fred and Gunn,
And
and
they're
they're like,
giggling.
"Yeah, those guys are pretty scary." Like one giggles and one cries. It's pretty cool.
Well,
Um,
it's supposed to be like the smile, frown, like those drama masks.
Right. It's
Yeah.
pretty. It was pretty. Yeah, this episode's pretty cool actually. Now that I think about it, I feel like I underrated it when I was watching it. Um, I don't know why exactly. Maybe the ballet dancer. I didn't really love that. I felt like that was boring. Maybe,
Oh my
but
god.
you thought that was beautiful.
I love this. This is one of my favorite episodes of Angel.
I got that sense.
After Angel ended, when I did do a top 10, and I believe this was in the top 10.
Wow. Mm, okay. I'm looking at
That's
my
why, like,
ranking here.
when we first started talking, you were like, these episodes are getting hard to rank. I was like, I'm just gonna tell them to read me from the top down.
All right. Well, we'll get to my rank. I don't have it in the top 10. I don't even have it in the
Okay.
top 20.
Wow.
I have it at 21. But so yeah, we learned like Kurskov's whole deal or whatever. And Angel, his name is Stefan whenever they're in that room.
Right,
That's
right.
what his name used to be. And yeah, Kurskov wanted to separate him, whatever. And then fight, big battle. Gunn gets stabbed. That was crazy. I guess we'll
Yeah.
learn what comes of that, right?
Well, I guess nothing because I mean he might be like hurt a little bit, but
Like
at the end of the
Dewey in
episode,
Scream 2.
there's that yeah, right. There's that moment where like Wesley's like, "Do you need something for the pain?" And Gunn's like, "What pain?"
Oh
Because
yeah.
he's so happy that he's
But
like
that's
made
not
out with
real.
Fred.
That
Yeah, I
doesn't really take
guess.
away the pain. You got stabbed. But yeah, but that was funny. Um, Wesley kills a bad guy. Fred and Gunn they kiss. Wesley sees
Wesley's awesome in that
he is
that fight scene.
cool. Wesley
And
episode.
really cool Wesley episode. But then that moment where he like walks in on them kissing and like you only see Wesley through like a reflection in something on the wall and he just drops the sword and then he starts walking with the sword he was holding and it's just dragging along the ground. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, it is cool. This is like a moment where I was like, you can sort of see why. I mean, not that I couldn't see why you loved Wesley so much, but this seems like
No,
an important Wesley
it's a
episode.
crucial Wesley episode. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this seemed big. And so I love this. Fred says, Cordelia, your tag showing. Love that. And I don't know. Do we talk to that girl?
Soon, yeah. Well, that's why they're fighting those guys because like it hurts Kurskov's power. So Angel's able to get backstage to talk to the dancer.
Yeah. So I just wrote sad monologue. Did you have anything from that? It
Sad monologue. It's a really good monologue.
was good.
This actress playing the dancer is Summer Glau, and she got her start as a ballet dancer and then made the transition to acting. I think this was the first thing she ever got cast in.
Whoa.
And apparently on the set, when she delivered this monologue, she got a standing ovation. The whole crew, cast and crew, gave her an ovation for this monologue, and it was such a huge reaction that it made Joss Whedon start thinking about her for other stuff. And he was in the process of writing Firefly at this time. And she ended up getting like a pretty major role on Firefly. She's huge on that show.
Whoa.
And that started her career. I don't know what she's doing these days, but there was a time where this actress kind of got launched by this episode of Angel because she was on Firefly right after this. And then when Firefly got canceled, Fox liked her and they picked her up for Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. And she played like a Terminator on that show.
Yeah, she doesn't really do much. Her last acting credit is 2021. Control Alt Destroy. She was in an
Well,
episode of Castle.
yeah, well, that makes sense. Like, because Nathan Fillion,
Hmm.
was the lead on
He's a Joss
Firefly. So
boy.
I think everybody on Firefly ended up on Castle at some point.
Yeah, she was in an episode of Chuck.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember being very excited about that at the time. And she showed up on Grey's too.
Apparently, she played Summer Glau in The Big Bang Theory. One
Yes, she
episode.
did.
What
They
the
like
hell?
talk about the Sarah Connor Chronicles. They run into her on a train. I remember that.
That is
And
nuts.
and then she's on Dollhouse too. So Joss Whedon used her again. Like Joss Whedon really likes Summer Glau.
Yeah.
It
Well,
felt for a second like she might be like a big star. Like this when they made the Firefly movie Serenity, like the posters are all her.
really.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought she was good. I like it worked for me. I wrote sad monologue. I didn't write boring monologue. I thought
Good
she
job.
delivered it well, but it was whatever. But the whole plan is she has to change the
Well, she
routine.
won a Saturn Award one year for
No
Best
way.
Supporting Actress on TV.
Wow. So she's right. People that are
Oh
talented see her
no,
talent.
it was for Serenity. Even she won the movie Best Supporting Actress award.
Jesus. I never
Yeah,
even heard of her.
it
But
was a big deal, man. I'm telling you. You might have just been a little young when she was popular, and then by the time you were paying attention, she wasn't really a thing anymore.
her IMDb says she's been a ballerina most of her life. Did you
Yeah,
know that?
yeah. That's yes, that's why she got cast in this because most of the role was ballet.
Oh, I thought they centered it around. That's why I was so confused because it's like you said made it around Fred, but there's like another ballerina. It's so weird.
Well,
But
I
then they
told
didn't
you
even use the
that
Fred
was like
stuff.
a dream sequence. Yeah, but Fred couldn't play this character.
Right. They should have made her. That would have been funny. Uh, so whatever. That's that. She changes the routine. Whatever.
Yeah,
And
and then she disappears. I actually like the effect they use when she disappears. It looks really good.
I agree with that. And Angel, when he kills the guy, he says, "Start a website." I don't know what that was all about.
Well, that I mean, it was a reference to like what crazy fanboys were like at this time. It like now I feel like they changed the joke to like
Start a podcast.
start a podcast. Sure,
Yeah,
call it
totally.
E Swift. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Oh man.
yeah, that was what that meant.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense though. So we
Mm.
go back to the hotel. Gunn does that thing where he's like, "What pain are you talking about?" And Angel, uh, this is interesting. He says to Cordelia, "I wish I could just wipe that away from my memory." And Cordelia's like, "What? What the fuck? That's a crazy thing to say to somebody." And he's like, "No, I just mean so that it could be new in case it would be new, you know."
Yeah,
You know,
right. It's honestly I get where he's coming from.
of
Um,
course. What? Yeah.
but they how far did they get in that when they went back to do the
It's a
sex
good
scene?
question. That's
Like,
actually a good
it
question. I
felt
didn't think
like he
about it.
might have gotten in there. I don't know. And there's a quick shot of her belly button that I always think is nice.
Yeah, that was a interesting shot there.
Yeah.
She tells Angel, Maybe you're onto something because I feel like we grew." And then he's like, "Yeah, we have," or something like that. I forget how exactly how
Yeah,
it works.
he's grew and he goes, "Yeah, we have." And but it's Grusilla behind him.
Crazy, crazy. I don't know if I was expecting him to show back up. I don't know if you told me he
You
was coming
were.
back,
No, I didn't. When he was there, you kept talking about how you wanted him to show back up, but I
but
don't
not
think you
now.
imagined that he would show up here. Like you kept thinking like they'd go to Pylea again at some point.
Yeah, and I didn't think he would cock block my main man. This is terrible news.
Yeah,
I like the Grusalog, but not more than Angel. But
I hear
Cordelia
you.
seemed excited to see him, so that's all that matters to
They
me.
kissed, yeah, right away.
Yeah, seriously, like they picked right back up. It was wild.
Mhm.
I feel like they made some lame excuse for why he left. They were like, "Oh, things changed and he's gone."
He was
Get with it.
deposed. Yeah, they formed a People's Republic government, so there was no longer like one dude in charge, and so he just decided to take off.
Yeah, good enough for me.
Yeah,
And so Fred, she said that she thought that Cordelia was going to be with Angel, but you
yeah.
can't ever really predict those type of things.
And Wesley's like, no, you can't.
Damn, he's angsty. I don't know if he can be
Yeah,
angsty.
he is
He's 40.
angsty. No, you can.
Okay.
I don't believe he's 40.
He's not 40. He's not 40. But how old are these characters? I have no idea.
um, I want to say,
Cordelia's like 23,
yeah, Cordelia's, and I feel
probably
like
younger.
Gunn and Fred are like 26, 20.
Okay. They
Yeah, and
seem like
then
30. Well, at least Wesley does. Wesley seems
well,
older. He was a
I think
watcher.
Wesley's a little older. But but they set it up in like season 3 of Buffy. I think at one point they say he was only like 24 or something. So like,
Okay. So he's like 29, 28,
yeah,
29.
I guess so. And but Fred was in grad school, so she's got to be at least like 25, 26.
So her and Gunner are about the same age.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, I would think
Angel's like
so.
2000 or whatever. I don't know how
He's
old he is.
he's 256 or something like that, they say.
Oh, that's pretty young. And yeah, it ends on on Wesley. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yes,
you'll recall Angel is very old, but he's not as old as Darla.
no, she got syphilis in like 1773.
No, no, he was around 1773. I believe she got syphilis in like the 1500s.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best scenes of Angel. That was so cool. Was it the
When
Master? Was
the
it?
master shows up. Yeah, that is
That was
great.
awesome. Yeah. The whole thing. So are you going five?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll go four, but I like these bold choices, and I don't even disagree with them. I was thinking about sad, beautiful, tragic. I heard that the other day. I was like, Daniel was so right. And I even said in the moment, I even acknowledged it in the moment, like how much I respected that opinion. That was good.
I've listened to that song a couple times since we recorded that episode,
It's really
and
good.
it hits me hard every time.
Yeah. So you have or MVP. I'm gonna go MVP Cordelia. What do you think?
I like that. Um, yeah, I'll do the same.
What about the LVP?
The LVP. Oh, I
This is
have one for
tough.
Buffy. It's harder for this. Maybe I'll go with Pussy So Wet guy.
I think that might be the choice because everyone else is really good. I don't want to go Gun because I like his ballet stuff. Even though I don't love his
Yeah.
Fred stuff, I
No,
love how
I
invested he is with the
love the
ballet.
ballet stuff with Gunn in this episode. He would never even be in consideration for me.
Yeah, so we'll go with uh Count Kurushu. It says on IMDb. I think I wrote something
What?
else.
Kurskov.
It says Count Kurushu on IMDb. That is
What?
so weird.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that is
That's straight
wrong
up wrong.
because I wrote what you said earlier too. So yeah, I don't know what that's all about. So ranking time, Daniel. I put it 21 between Lullaby, that's one where Darla dies,
Yep.
and Quickening. And I'm gonna start from the top, okay?
Yeah, read me down.
All right. So you have Are You Now or Have You Ever Been? 5 by 5, Darla, Dear Boy, Reunion, Lullaby, Billy, Epiphany, The
All right.
Trial.
Uh
Reunion, Lullaby, Billy, Epiphany, The
yeah.
Trial.
Yeah. Put it between Reunion and Lullaby.
All right, so you put it at number 6, and I have it at number 21.
There you go.
Slower than I thought. I thought you were going to put it at like 3.
No, it's not that amazing, but it is, I like this one. It's a good character episode. It's nice to see Whedon directing Angel though, Angel as well, because he I don't know, he brings a little something extra to all his episodes.
Of course he does. Did you say that hotel episode is your favorite one ever? I don't remember if you said that or not.
I
Are you
think it
now or have you ever
was.
been?
It was when I made a top 10 list years ago. We'll see if it stands there.
So we've already passed your best. I don't know how I feel about that. We've already passed your favorite episode.
We haven't passed my favorite season though.
True. 4.